So the first question I have for you is how did you become interested in working in animation?
I used to want to be a doctor, and I figured out pretty quick that that was not a sustainable goal for me. Like it stressed me out the thought of like taking care of people to that extent. I care about others, but I what I prefer to do is like make people happy and make people I don't know, have fun. Like give them a space to like enjoy themselves and kind of like forget about the rest of the world. And I was really interested in animation. I remember specifically because like there was like this one movie came out, Big Hero 6, and I absolutely fell in love with the style, with the characters. I've always loved like superhero stuff, and that just kind of like tipped me over the edge. And I was like, I have to work in that. Um, so yeah, actually, when I was little, I went through that like kid phase of like animation is for children, and I don't watch animation, and cartoons are dumb, and I hate them. And then I think that just kind of built up in me trying to kind of embody this like really mature like, ooh, I don't watch cartoons. And now I want to do it for a living. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I went through that exact same phase as of like from like maybe like 12 to 14, 15 or so, where I was like,
Yeah.
I'm too cool to watch animation, but then you just happen to
Right.
fall back into it like it was nothing anyway. So
Exactly. In middle school, my friends were like, "Oh, do you want to go watch like this like Disney movie that just came out?" And I'd be like, "No, actually, I'm very interested in other more mature things like
yes,
documentaries."
that was me. And look where we are now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Now this is my whole life goal.
Oh yes. And so for you, during your time as an ATEC student at UT Dallas, how did that time help you out with pursuing your goal of working in animation?
Yeah, so I met a lot of great professors and a lot of great friends at ATEC, and I think that's probably what drove me the furthest because I started out as like an actual, like I wanted to do the animation, like I wanted to be an animator, and I figured out really quickly that the being an animator is a really tough job. And I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the kind of like detailed eye that an animator needs to like kind of imbue characters with life. And so there was a point in my college career that I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But honestly, like my professors and my friends helped me figure out how to refocus myself and still find a place within the industry that I wanted to focus on. So that's why now I'm like a storyboarder, and I do like visual development. Like I like pre-production work. Um, so yeah, I think the best thing about ATEC is that you have the opportunity to explore all of these different avenues. Like you can try modeling and lighting, you can try pretty much every part of the pipeline. And while I would note that like their pre-production kind of space is not as developed as some of the more technical aspects, it still is like a really good start and a great way to get into the industry and start understanding that kind of avenue that you can take in your career. Also, the computers are really nice.
Oh yes.
I was working off of a laptop for the longest time, and I was like, man, my fan's really going for it. But using the ATEC computers, it's nice. Maya still crashes because that's what Maya does, but it's a lot less when you have actual technology that can take that kind of thing.
Mhm. I'm glad that you had the community around to support you when you were uncertain of what your future was going to be. And speaking of, as someone who was just in the open lab yesterday in ATEC, yes, the computers are nice. I think about them in my free time. Like, if I had this at home, I would be set for life.
Oh man, the Alienware computers on like the
Yes.
third floor. You got when
Yeah.
when you can get an Alienware computer, you got to stay there for the rest of the day.
Exactly. So since the time that you have graduated, what has your career journey been like for you?
Well, actually, right after I graduated, I was able to get like a like some short freelance gigs from this virtual studio called Futaku Studios. And I was able to do like animatic editing as well as some like color script work and other like light pre-production kind of things. I recently just got a gig that was like doing some like prop design as well as some more editing. Um, it was here and there. It's mainly freelance and just kind of finding places where people need me. Actually, in like the 6 months following, I figured out that I wanted to go back to grad school. So I actually started this past fall, like 2 weeks ago, at the Edith O'Donnell Institute of Art History at UTD, which has like a little space in the ATEC building. So it's kind of like I'm back at ATEC, but not really. I passed by the open labs yesterday. I was like, I wish I could go in there, but I can't because I have a seminar to attend. Um, but yeah, so I've just kind of been taking what I can with that smaller studio, and then just continuing to network with my peers and that kind of thing.
And congrats on all that. If I had
Thank
known
you.
that, we probably would have saw each other yesterday,
Oh
incidentally.
yeah.
So coincidentally. So for you, just based on all the experiences you've had, what advice would you share with college students?
Do your homework. Just do your homework. That's like the main thing, I think, is that like if you want to get better and you want to actually hone your talents, it's not just about getting the degree. It's about like doing the work in a way that teaches you what you need to know, um, and consistently working and reworking it to improve yourself. Because if you don't put in that work like I did, probably like the first half of my college career, it gets hard and it gets frustrating and it makes you want to quit, because that's what like the skills that you're building are like. They're not going to be easy, but like putting in just time and effort makes it easier. And it's not that the work is, once you know how to do the work, it becomes easy. But before that, it's like an uphill mountain and you're pushing a rock that also has another rock on top of it. And also you don't have legs. Um, so yeah, just putting in the work and getting it done. Just get it done. Talk to your professors too. Always talk to your professors, because they know that every student has like a different kind of life that they're leading. Like if you work, if you're married, if you have kids, if you have any of that, and they will work with you to kind of create a timetable where you can complete the work that you need to in order to pass the class, as well as grow as an artist.
I
So
appreciate all that you said. And I think others will too, honestly. Again, the biggest thing with me, when you said just do your homework, I just had those flashbacks, honestly.
yeah, like it's not even like, it sounds so simple because that's all that school is like you go to lecture, you write down a few notes, and then you go home and you do like 10 to 15 hours of work outside of class. But like I didn't want to do it. I definitely didn't want to do it. I would go to the labs and like sit there for the 3 hours before class, hopelessly trying to finish my like lighting one assignment. I'd be like, this is not for me. But really it was my fault. Like, take accountability, people. Sometimes things are your fault and it's because you're not putting in the work. And I'm not saying that it's not hard, because it is. Like it really genuinely is hard work. But just time and effort makes it so much easier.
Oh yes, I agree with you. And I will say I enjoyed this interview. I really, again, I really appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.